Welcome to Open Relationship Podcast, where we have open and honest conversations about everything from A to Z as it pertains to the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. I am your host, Solomon.
Tay.
It's been so long since y'all fucked it up. Here we go.
Well, technically, the way we practiced it, I thought I was after Solomon, no?
No.
Oh, okay. You were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I fucked it up.
Because remember, Rodney was here with Rodney and Devin.
Well, we're not talking about when Rodney was here. We're talking about...
Well, it still goes in the same order.
Oh, okay.
And so here today we have Tay and we have Devin. All right, Devin, how was your week? Oh, first of all, we are a man down.
Yeah, we are.
We are a man down this week.
So unfortunately, you guys, they did not renew Rodney's contract for season 2, so he's no longer with us. But it was an amazing ride for season 1, and we'll miss you.
We will make sure that somehow, some way, we bring the opener some drama, because that's what the openers are used to. No, we're just messing with y'all. Rodney's out.
Where is he?
Rodney got surprised on a date to the Chris Brown concert. That's what Rodney is. Shit.
Well, there you have it. So you guys know where Rodney is, right?
All right. So, Devin, how was your week?
I had an amazing week. So far, it's been really busy. But I had an amazing week. I have no complaints. That's really it. It wasn't really eventful, but busy at the same time, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
So that's about it. I'm thankful to be here. Glad to have a couple of drinks with you guys and talk our shit and do what we do. So
and do what we do. Tay, how was your week?
I'm like you right now. Like, this week has been super busy. Like, when I say like calls ringing off the hook, like, do not have a chance to ring. I need a weekend to get here, like, ASAP, because this ain't it at all.
And the weather too has been
that's
shitty,
been
so
real.
yeah, it has my mood like really like
Like, it's a good and bad thing. Like, the rain when I'm home and I'm getting in that little vibe is good.
Exactly.
But if I have to like leave work and then be out in it, then that's not the
exactly.
Tay, how's the second job going?
It's actually going really well. I actually enjoyed the job. I've had a few issues at the site, but child, you got people that want to bring ponies on the floor and
And that's real shit, because we saw the picture.
y'all saw about it, right?
The picture.
Like, literally a pony. He's like, I'm going to the 14th floor. I said, not with the pony. Like, what is going on?
Was he intoxicated? Like,
No, he was not intoxicated. These people at this, like, I guess they really feel like they're entitled. They must feel like they pay enough money where they can just do what the fuck they want.
it's just I don't know if a horse would like. Is that too much weight for an elevator? Like,
No, it's a pony.
It's a pony.
Oh, a pony.
It was
Okay.
a pony, but
Okay.
it's a pony.
that's still a horse. That's still a horse. Like, you want to bring a horse in your apartment? First of all, why would you want a pony in your apartment? That's still a horse.
I had my head down when he walked in, so I was just like, when I looked up, I was like, please tell me my eyes are deceiving. This man did not walk in here with no pony.
But
This
did you
man
ask?
pony. He was like, I'm here to see someone on the 14th floor. I was just like, and I kind of paused for a minute, like,
With the pony.
okay, what's their name? He told me their name. I was like, okay. So I called him. I said, hi, I have so-and-so downstairs for you. He's like, okay, let him up. So he was like, okay. I said, not with the pony, though. I'm like, I don't know what you're going to do with that, but that can't go upstairs. I had to call my supervisor. I was like, this man really wants to go upstairs with this pony.
So what
Did
was
they
the end
let it?
result?
No, he had to leave the pony outside. Of course, he didn't want to do that, so he left. But like, come on now, it's like, I understand like these people pay a good amount of money to live here, but child, come on, a pony.
I don't know. I probably would have let him do it.
I probably would have let him.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what's the pony for?
Right? Like, are you surprising somebody with a pony for their birthday? Imagine, like, but you could have had them come down.
But someone else let him go back up because as soon as I left the desk child, the other person that was
I
there
would've
let him
been-
go upstairs. So he's like, oh,
I would
the
let
guy's
him.
upstairs with the pony. I'm like, and I was waiting for them to come back down. They never came back down. I was like, okay, so what's going on with the pony? Like,
Maybe him and the pony live there. That's what it sounds like.
no, girl,
Y'all just never saw it.
no, girl, he was up there fucking that pony. That's what it was.
Now the man's
That
going
guy-
animals.
Oh.
What those people call to have sex with animals?
Bestiality?
Bestiology.
Bestiality.
Yeah.
Well,
Bestiality.
that's what it's called.
It's something.
I don't know.
Okay,
what
so
they-
he's a bestiologist.
Cause child, I'm trying to figure out how you stay up all night with a pony upstairs in them little apartments. Like I just don't
I'm
understand.
gonna assume the best, and I'm gonna go with he got that for his like granddaughter or something. I'm gonna go with that. I'd like to think that over the bestiality.
That's
Yeah, Solomon, how was your week?
my week has been good. Busy but productive. But last week and this week, so this will be my second week. I've been doing physical therapy.
Okay.
I've been working out a lot, so just making sure that everything is moving and working properly. And it has been a life changer. Like,
Really?
pause. I was about to say I didn't realize how tight I was. But pause. But yeah, so the work has been amazing. And like it's really going to be like a new routine for me. Like
Okay.
this is something that I want to just keep up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you recommend it?
I definitely recommend it. I've been going to Prana Body House, I believe that's what it's called, here in Atlanta. And they do amazing work. And so, like I said, this is my second session. I am probably gonna sign up for like their package, which is 5 sessions, and then I'll continue.
Don't say too much until they sponsor us. But that's crazy though that you say that, because I don't work out at all, and like you work out often, you do yoga all the time. So for you to still feel like you benefit from physical therapy, and I don't really do anything physical at all, then I feel like I definitely need to do like one of the 3 for sure.
Look, I was talking to one of my friends, and his physician told him that after, or maybe he was in physical therapy, but after 35, like the slightest amount of physical activity, like just walking 10 minutes or 10 miles, I can't remember what he said, but like your muscles just stiffen up. And so now that I'm at 40, I definitely feel it.
Okay.
And so yeah, like I said, it's just going to be a practice that I'm going to keep up.
Well, I've been pacing my classroom,
Oh,
so I mean, I feel like that counts. No. Whatever. Anyway.
all right.
All right. So moving on to this beautiful blue bottle that we have here. This is Pinot Blue that we're sponsored by tonight. This bottle is amazing. So you can actually take the cap off and like
do a demonstration.
All right. I don't want to make a mess. I've already had a few sips, so I don't want to look crazy up here and splash this all over the place. So it pretty much sits like this. So it's like really presentable. I think it's like really chic, something you can have like when you're hosting or whatever, maybe something just have around the house. But anyway, Pinot Blue is a premium vodka. It's actually gluten-free and vegan. So that's like, you know, people that are like watching their figure and watching, you know, what we intake. It's like you get the best of both worlds. It's kind of like okay for you and you get tipsy at the same time. And it's like it's mixed with cognac, a French aged VSOP cognac. They wanted me to be sure I added that in there. So thank you, Pinot Blue. We appreciate it. What do y'all think about it?
I love it.
It's
Like
good
I'm
as fuck.
drinking mine as it is, and really tasty.
It's
Y'all
really
mixed
good.
y'all's.
Yeah, I did.
but
I
this is
did
really
mix
good.
mine because it's been a while since I had vodka. Normally, I'm like, you know, off the tequila, but this is good though. This is really good. Thank
This
you,
is
Pinot.
really good.
Oh, and they gave us the rosé.
Yes.
They gave us the rosé one too. But we chose blue. Blue is my favorite color. You know, I'm always down. But yeah, it's good. So let's just toast to Pinot.
Yes.
Thank you. Send us a couple more bottles.
Toast to Rodney not being here.
Right. I'm sure he's drunk on his date.
Right.
Y'all
He's gonna
shady.
kill our asses. Get back. All right. So on Pillow Talk with Tay today, this conversation here is gonna put me in a mood, but it needs to be said. So a same-sex couple was arrested on manufacturing child pornography with their 2 adopted sons. So this subject kind of hits home in a way, I guess. They both were charged with molestation and child pornography. Now, what gets to me is that of all couples, it had to be a male gay couple. Of all couples here in Georgia.
It was in Georgia. I didn't see that
Yes,
part.
in
Oh my
Georgia.
God, that's crazy.
So it's like for the couples that, you know, want to have kids and, you know, think like This is a very bad example. Like, why people gonna be like, okay, we need to think twice before giving a gay couple, a child, or allowing them to adopt a child. And that really bugs me because I am, in a relationship where I want to have kids, and I'm even pursuing adopting. And I just feel like with this situation here, it's gonna make a lot of people in situations think completely different. Also, I am a person of molestation. I've been molested when I was young, so that's why I say it kind of hits home for me because it's just like, damn, like they really still have this going on in the world right now. Like kids are being molested and stuff. And when I was growing up, my situation was they made me feel like it was right or whatever. And, after I grew up and realized what was really going on and what was done to me, like it took me a while to actually get through it. Like I had to go to counseling. Like, yeah, I used to cut myself. Like literally used to cut myself. Like I was struggling so bad until my mom found out and everything. And like I had to go to counseling and everything because it was just once I realized what happened to me, it really traumatized me. Cause for so long I thought what I did, what I was doing was right. And I don't want to say that being molested is the reason that I chose to be gay or whatever. Because I don't believe it is, because even after the situation, I still was able to date girls and stuff. But I will say that that was a part of my childhood, growing up that I wouldn't wish on anyone, to be put in a position by someone older than you, someone that you trust, and to be treated that way. And, I don't know. It's gonna make me very cautious about who I allow around my kids when I have kids, like for sure. Because these people that did it to me were so close to my family, like very close to my family and stuff. And you just wouldn't my mom would have never thought, like, ever. So that's why I say this situation kind of hits home for me. Like, what do you guys feel?
So this is actually this isn't my first time hearing about this. Like I saw it when we were doing the run of show, but I didn't research it. But this is it's interesting when you say like this is 2022 and this stuff is still going on. Like this is stuff that's going on every single day,
Right.
And not just in gay or let's just say the LGBT community. This isn't just happening in the LGBT community.
Right.
This is happening across the board. This is happening with heterosexual individuals, bisexual individuals. This is happening. And this is something that is a plague on our society.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people who are growing up victimized in families, in close partners, or in close, I guess, family relations. And the thing is, like something you said, we do have to be careful about who is around our children, because that's the thing, when you have, that's what makes it, I guess, you don't expect it as much from someone who is so close,
Right.
someone who you actually trust. And so I'm talking about from the adult perspective.
Exactly.
And so like when you're an adult and you have these people that you love and you trust, and they're coming around your kids, you're extending that love and that trust towards the rest of your family.
Exactly.
And then when that violation happens, a lot can happen. And so like, if you don't mind me asking, what happened? Did you tell?
So I didn't tell when I was little because again, at that time I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, so I didn't say anything. It wasn't until I was a little bit older and I think I was actually watching something on TV with my grandma or something, and it was about a child that was being molested by their stepfather. And she kind of broke it down to me and was explaining to me what was going on and stuff. And I was thinking about it, and it just made me think back. And I was just like, wow, like that's what was happening to me. And at that time, so young, like 5 or 6, like that wasn't right. Like I was not supposed to be doing those things or whatever to, to this man or whatever. And it just put me in a place where I feel like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know, I didn't know what was going on anymore. Like it just it put me in a place where I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't trust nobody. Like, you know, my mom would bring like guys around and stuff, and I would just be like terrified. And, you know, I would have to stay sometime with like people that, you know, my mom would work and stuff. And like, it was just, I would catch a fit, like have a fit because I didn't want to. Like, I didn't trust anybody at that point. Like, once I realized what was really happening to me, like, it was just because so much more could have happened to me. Like, I could have caught something, like any, you know, anything. Like, and like I said, for us to be somebody so close, like that my family trusts so much. Like my mom, I was my mom's first child. So at the time it was just me. So it was just like for her to put so much trust into a person with her first baby and to think that, you know, I'm going to work to take care of my son and stuff and I, you know, he's going to be okay. And this is going on every night when you leave to go to work. Like, and again, you know, I would probably say things like, you know, I was in pain sometime and stuff, but my mom, she never, you know, it never dawned on her to think why or anything. But, you know, it, like I said, it just really makes you, it makes you question like the people you have around you, the people you have around your children. You know, it makes you open your eyes and pay a lot closer attention to how people interact with your children and stuff because it's so many pedophiles out there now. Like, it could be stepdaddies, brothers, cousins. At this point, it really doesn't even matter because it's just really some sick people out there. Like, seriously.
And it could be biological parents.
That too.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've seen like where, you know, mothers have slept with their sons and stuff. Like, your son. Like, that's, I don't even understand that. Like, them people, they need Jesus.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's really disheartening. Just thinking about the innocence of children and thinking
Right.
about, you know, there's not much they can do or say at times. They don't really know how to process emotions, especially like how in your case, they don't know how to say, this is what's happening to me. Because for one, I don't know what's wrong.
Exactly.
Because it's something happening with somebody that's close to me, somebody I admire, you know, so this must be, they normally have my best interest at heart.
Exactly.
So there's probably nothing wrong with it. That's how a lot of them think. But again, it's disheartening because I even think about situations where it's not molestation and kids are still being abused. And kids are being so like mishandled. I don't even want to say mistreated. I want to say mishandled like all the time. So it's just, again, it's disheartening. And it's just like, you know, every day I'm not surprised by the things we see on the news when it comes to children, when it comes to whatever. And it's a crazy society that we're living in. So I don't know. For me, it's just disheartening. When I saw it, the first thought was, wow, like, you know, these innocent kids, like, you know, these poor kids. And then my second thought was, like you said, well, this is gonna make it say, okay, well, why would, like, should we give two gay men kids? Are they gonna project the gay or the, you know, like anything like negative onto children? And I feel like that is a bit of a stereotype already. So when things like this happen, it just adds to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just how I feel about it. But it's important to like, I do my part, and I encourage everybody else to do their part too. If you're in the lives of a child or someone that cannot do for themselves, be your best self for them. Do the most you can do for them, and just be there. Like, all in all, that's what I say. And again, that's not us reaching out or being able to save every kid, but you know, it helps.
But I think it's also important, and we recently saw this. We saw this with monkeypox. I just got tongue tied.
It's the
What?
peanut. It's the peanut.
It must be.
Wait,
But-
that sounds like peanut. Well, go ahead. Serious conversation. This is a serious conversation.
I can't with you. But you know, when we talk about stigma and we talk about labeling and how, like with monkeypox, they labeled monkeypox like a gay, bisexual disease, illness. And now, like even after our last show, when we talked about monkeypox, the CDC, the Department of Public Health, they released new material, and it's now material targeting everyone,
Right.
because it's not just gays and bisexual men or men who have sex with men who are being affected. And so this is the same thing. Like when we have examples like this where we have a same-sex couple who is engaging in sick or diseased behavior, like we can't what was it? We can't ascribe that to everybody in that same category.
Right, exactly.
And so for those of you who want to continue and think about adopting children, I'm a person who has thought about adopting a child or finding a surrogate. Like, continue to have that dream, continue to have that passion for having a family. I don't know if it was one of y'all who we were having that conversation about, like, the thing that you've always wanted was to have a family. That wasn't y'all.
Well, well, that is
I
me
do.
though.
Me
I don't know
too.
if
I
I said
definitely want
it.
But that is also a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
And so, like, if your dream is to have a family and then you see examples like this, then don't let this discourage you.
Yeah, if anything, this should encourage, because it's like, if you know that you're a great person and you know you have a lot of love to offer and you know you want to be a resource and a light to someone, then save these kids and get them before people like this get
Right,
them.
right,
So this should be
'cause-
encouragement. Like, if you're thinking about adopting, go ahead and do it, because kids like this need you. And like 9 out of 10, they're gonna go back into the system.
Yeah.
So, imagine what they've gone through and ending up with loving parents that can support them, not nourish them, but nurture them. So on and so
nourish them.
forth.
Give them
Well, and
love.
nourish, that's right,
It's
technically.
just crazy. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
These
Yeah.
people
What was
like
that?
they like it just irritates me. Like, you think you could, just because they're a child, you could just manipulate a child to do whatever
Yeah.
they want. Like,
Yeah.
because like even with the guy, he used to tell me things like, "Oh, you're gonna get in trouble if you don't do this,"
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And then just think like I can literally hear this shit back in my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to touch it, like things like that. Like,
So what happened with him and your mom's relationship did you ever tell your mom?
I did tell my mom.
Okay.
And their relationship is non-existent. At this point, like,
Good.
and it's so crazy because the same person like reached out to me as an adult now, and act like nothing ever happened, like they never done nothing wrong.
They probably feel like you don't remember.
Oh no, baby, I made sure I let them know I
Oh,
remember
okay.
everything.
Okay. So you did confront them.
Oh, I
about
definitely
the
confronted them
situation.
because like you reach out to me like, oh hey, how you doing? How you been? I'm just like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, you have no idea what the hell I went through. Like, what it took me to get into a place where I don't have nightmares and stuff anymore or anything. You got the nerves to come ask me how I'm doing? Like, no. Like,
So when you had sex for the first time with the guy, was it difficult because of that, because of your past, like, or
it was, and more so because the guy was also older.
okay.
So it was just
Okay.
like I was kind of resistant, and I explained to him why and stuff, but it was definitely hard because in the beginning I started having flashbacks and I got scared and I was like, get off me or whatever, because like it just brought back so many memories. And even to this day, like, when I'm watching things on TV and stuff, it's like little triggers and stuff remind me, take me back to, my childhood and, not like going through those things and not having no one to protect me, to know that I had people to protect me had I just said something.
Right.
But, you live and you learn. And at the end of the day, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't know what I was doing or, why I was doing it. I just know I didn't want to get in trouble or whatever. So I thought I was doing something right. But, manipulation is so real and it's easy when you're a child to be manipulated.
And that's the thing about power and manipulation, because not only do you get the message that you'll get in trouble, but then you'll have perpetrators who will say, I will hurt the person you tell.
That's
Or
it.
I will hurt your family members.
Right.
And then you as a child, like, you're now in this weird position where, number one, you're a child, but now you're also a protector.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're protecting your family members who you don't want to get hurt, but now you're also protecting your perpetrator because you're
Exactly.
holding the secret. And so then it just becomes a whole mix of stuff for individuals. And unfortunately, we have a lot of individuals in the LGBT community who went through molestation, who were victims of molestation. And we've had this conversation before about, why is it so difficult for people to get into healthy relationships in our community? And that is one of the reasons, because just like Tay was discussing, like, there's a lot of resistance when, you find something and, you find something that's healthy. And we actually had that conversation weeks ago when it was
Yeah.
like, how do you recognize healthy after heartbreak?
Exactly.
And like, it's real.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
And as we transition, we are very fortunate to have our openers who are consistently on it. Our openers are reaching out to us on YouTube, on Instagram, and they are asking us to talk about stuff that they want to hear. And so on today's Menage a Trois, we are talking about love and loyalty. And this week we have another request from a viewer who wants to know our thoughts on whether we would rather have loyalty or love in a relationship. And that also includes in friendships. And he also wants us to speak about loyalty and friendships because he feels some people don't know what the definition of loyalty is. And so, honestly, I think our openers are synced because our letter today talks about that very topic. And Devin, you're going to bring us up to speed on that in a little bit. But
Remind me not to say the name.
yeah, don't say that.
Because it's in the letter, so it's gonna be on the teleprompter.
Okay.
Because this peanut is getting to me. So
Look. So would you rather have love or loyalty? And honestly, I've been thinking about this question.
It's a good question.
It's a really good question, and I want both.
yeah, I would never choose.
I would never choose.
I would never. But the thing is, like, some people feel like they're forced to choose, and just like when it's the four of us before the other person got their contract got canceled.
Right.
When it's the four of us, Rodney has talked about you get one chance,
Right.
and for me, it's just like what I'm moving towards. There's
exactly.
Second chance. Yeah.
For my type of love, it comes with loyalty.
Yeah.
On both ends. So I would never choose. So for the people that feel like they have to choose, in my opinion, that's not true love. Because a true love, like, they're gonna be loyal to you. They're because they love you that much.
But if you had to choose,
I would not choose.
you wouldn't choose.
I would not choose. Like if I have to choose, then you're not for me. If I have to choose love or loyalty, because I need both. I'm gonna give both. So I need both.
Okay. I agree. I definitely agree.
But if I had to choose,
Yeah, I choose.
but honestly, if I had to choose, my answer would be love, because for me, loyalty is wrapped up in that
And
love.
right?
And
So you're not choosing love because you're saying loyalty comes with it. So you're not.
well,
choosing it.
no, but that comes to this next point about what does loyalty mean to you?
Okay.
And so when I think about loyalty, it's not about did you cheat. My loyalty isn't about you looking at somebody else or you flirting with somebody else. Honestly, like, you looking at somebody else and you flirting with somebody else, I expect that. Now, so this is the
Right.
thing. No.
Cause bitch,
We're
don't
human.
be flirting.
We're
Do not be
human.
flirting. Okay. I mean, that may work for you in your
No.
relationship.
You can look, but I bet I see you looking.
Hello, like, it's natural to look because, like, things catch your eye. Like, we're human
Exactly.
beings, we're people watchers. Like, that's our nature. Like, that's just what we see and what we do. But there's no flirt. Like, no, flirting is like no.
Honestly, so like for what I'm attracted to, like I have one of my best friends. She and we have the same type, and so if my dude was flirting with her or flirting, like, my dude would be attractive. And so I would expect him to appreciate that people would be looking at him.
Right.
And, he can smile and he can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, acknowledge that you're with somebody. Well, rephrase. Acknowledge that you're with me.
Right.
But flirting, I'm okay with that. But the thing is, like, for me, loyalty is this person choosing to be here? And, like, I know, and I think this is a problem with relationships. We get into relationships with people who we don't know. And the thing is, it's like when somebody comes to me and they're like, "Oh, your man did this and da 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 da," I'll be like, "Okay," because I know my man, and half of that bullshit that you're talking about is a lie.
That part.
And so, like, I have open and honest conversations. Here we are with those open and honest conversations.
Right.
Don't spill that.
Do something.
I have open and honest conversations when I'm dating, and, like, the last relationship I was in, we were watching TV and he was like, damn, he got some nice calves. And I was like, he does have nice calves. And so, having these conversations, what your partner is attracted to.
Right. Okay.
And then you start to know your partner's type and all of that stuff. Like, you might not like that.
No, it's so funny you said that because I just thought about like me and my fiance, we don't do that. Like, even if I might see something on TV, like, oh, he look, I would never say it like to him or anything like, and he won't either. Like, maybe we just know each other and know, like, yeah, no, we don't want to hear that because neither one of us do it, like, ever.
Yeah, I feel like there wouldn't be anything if I were in a relationship. I feel like my man was like, oh, he has nice calves or whatever. I don't feel like that would be a problem. It would be like, okay, you like big calves, whatever. I'm not about to have no big ass calves, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The flirting, like, I feel like, whoever I'm with, obviously you're going to be attractive. I'm obviously attractive. So, you're going to have people that flirt with you or just are, just genuine and friendly just because of that. So that's expected and that's fine to engage or whatever, we're out, somebody, approaches us, whatever. That's fine to engage as long as, like you said, they know that you're with me, but don't flirt. Like and especially in front of me, like,
that you get your ass knocked out doing some shit like that.
yeah, because what are you doing? That to me, that's just awkward. Like, I've even been in situations where like there's somebody that I'm dating or whatever the case, and like somebody's clearly like flirting with me, and I'm like, like now I don't want to say anything because I don't want to seem like I'm flirting back. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful.
Oh, I've been in
to flirt, in front of somebody,
See, and I've been in situations where my partner was flirted with or I was flirted with, and like I just stand there and I just smile because I'm
Me
like,
too.
That's
all I do.
I'm like that like.
So
That's
I was,
mine.
oh my God, I missed the spot with the lotion.
Bitch, they can't even see your feet.
Sometimes they can.
So now America knows you gotta ask yes.
No, it's just one spot. It's just one spot. That's why I said I missed a spot. But with this conversation, so I was years ago with one of my exes. We went out like me, my ex, and like some of our friends, gay male friends, went out, had a good time. So we're at the bar having.
Was he your ex at the time?
He was my boyfriend at the time. So my ex now, but boyfriend at the time. So we all went to this bar back at home in Maryland, and one of my friends says, oh, I can stick a hole, whatever, down my throat. And says it to my boyfriend at the time. Not like to the group. We're not all like at the table like this. Like them two are standing here. I'm kind of like in front of my boyfriend, like talking. He didn't think I heard it, and I heard that.
Wait, your friend said that to him?
Said that to, and so that goes with the flirting, but like, why are you like, what is your point? What is your intention after this? And I felt like after that, like you show me that you're not my friend because First of all, bitch, why do you think that he cares what you can do with your throat when he's fine? Like, okay, he's good. Like
my fist would have been down his throat. You good?
Yes.
But I didn't want to. I didn't want to cause a scene. I didn't want to cause a scene. But I didn't even say anything to the friend. I just changed my I didn't talk to that person anymore. You're no longer invited. I'm inviting everybody over except for you. Like that's where you've put yourself because of your flirting, and you don't know how to keep your mouth closed. That's out of line. I just feel like flirting's out of line.
Well, so that is definitely out of line.
Yeah, that was extreme flirting.
And I was dating someone, and I went to their birthday party, showed up, and then multiple of his friends started flirting with me. And so I was like, but then it was his birthday and he was lit. Okay. But at the same time, then I was like, you supposed to be over here claiming me.
Right.
And so like they shouldn't have they should know that we talking.
They shouldn't feel comfortable.
They shouldn't feel right. They shouldn't feel comfortable. And then after that, I talked to somebody. Okay.
Were there any of them cute? Like you were like
all right, America. Like I ain't out here just dating everybody. But I've dated another person after that, and I showed up to his birthday party. Mm-hmm. I happen to be around people who have birthdays, right?
I was about to say, you love a good birthday.
I do love a good birthday. So I showed up to his birthday party, walk in the living room, and then walk to the kitchen, and he was preparing food. Immediately stopped what he was doing, like grabbed my wrist, and then introduced me to every person in that house. And I was like,
Exactly. That's how it should be. Exactly. Let them know up front, especially if this is something that you've invited me to, then kind of just, I don't know, I feel like it's just etiquette. Sure. Beyond relationship stuff, it's etiquette to be like, hey, this is so-and-so, everybody, You know, like that's just what you do.
I've had that situation as well.
Which one?
Wow, this is actually deja vu before I even met y'all. Like, I actually saw this conversation happening. I'm really tripping out. Or maybe
It's the
peanut.
peanut.
So, but you know, my
That
fiance,
is
before we
shaking me up.
became like fiancés, you know, we were boyfriends. He had a friend, like, and I used to always tell him, "Your friend is flirting with you." He'd be like, "No, he's not," or whatever. And like, I would just observe him when he was around him. I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Bitch,"
Exactly.
Like, so he never thought that he was like flirting with him. I was like, "He's flirting with you." So we had a gathering at our house, and like they were like that, or whatever. And my friends was like, "Bitch, what's going on with these?"
And that's the thing. If somebody else notices it, now I'm pissed.
Yeah,
Like now
that's embarrassing.
embarrassing as fuck. The fact that my friends or people are checking it from outside in,
Yes.
and you're not checking it, now it's a problem.
Like,
now it's
they
a
put me
problem.
on, it's like, okay, bitch, so what's going on with them two? And I was like, and you know, I had already had it in my mind, so I'm like, child.
So now you're like, oh shit, this confirmation.
Like, yeah.
Now you're ready to go.
So I brought it to his attention. I was like, look, I understand this is your friend. I was like, but I don't trust this bitch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. I say the way he always got a touch on you or whatever. Like, he texts him, calling him boo and babe. Oh, baby,
I mean,
no.
Boo was okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Don't call my man boo.
Look, I
fucked
call
up.
my best friend, my male best friend. I was like, hey, babe. Hey,
Yeah,
babe.
exactly.
Like, I do that.
Yeah.
Like, but see, that situation, I already knew.
But if you know that
Like,
somebody likes somebody or you have an inkling, then it's like any word or term that you use other than their name, it's gonna be a problem.
I just knew he was not a good friend for him because in the end, like, he did something so stupid. Like, we were going to visit my family for the first time. This bitch had the nerve to ask my fucking fiance if he was gonna cheat on me while he was out there in my hometown. My hometown.
Oh.
So are you gonna get you something while you're out there? Like,
It sounds like he wants to give your boyfriend some. That's your fiance some. That's what it sounds like from that. That's what I got from
Well, look
that.
at that friendship. I beat his ass.
Well, I want to. Yeah.
Because that's what was gonna come.
Look, it's the cognac that got turned.
Baby.
So I want to know, how did your man receive you telling him, like, I don't think this dude is good for you?
So after I actually brought the situation to his attention and made him analyze what I was actually talking about, then he kind of saw what I was talking about. And then, you know, even with him saying what he said, as far as asking him, like, was he going to cheat on me or whatever, he knew right then, okay, this is not the kind of friends I want. Because first of all, I don't want nobody around my man who is okay with him cheating.
Right,
Like,
right.
if you want to be a good friend, then you need to have set a good example for your friend as well. So I'd already told him, I was just like, yeah, this friendship, I was like, I don't know what you're going to do, but this friendship is going to cause an issue or whatever. But he had already made up in his mind, you know, himself that, okay, yeah, this friendship is over. Like, I want my relationship.
So since you brought that up, I know we have to move on with the rest of this segment, but how do y'all feel about cutting off friendships for your significant other? I've been in the position to cut off friendships for my significant other, and I've put someone in that position to cut them off. And I feel like it was beneficial on both ends. But is that something y'all are willing to do? Do y'all feel like it's ever necessary?
I definitely have. I will say this. I have dated some people in the past that didn't work out, and then
Let's see if I have.
we actually became friends and stuff. But however, I explained to my fiance that, you know, we're only friends. But again, if he wasn't comfortable with us being cool, you know, after having dealings with each other, I just had to let him know, like, it's no love lost, but, you know, I have to respect my relationship.
Did that hurt you at all to do that?
No, because I was doing something that made him happy and comfortable, and I want him to know that at the end of the day, he comes first. No offense to y'all, sorry, but you know, he comes first. That's why we're getting married.
I don't know, because, and I was thinking about this as we were preparing for this show, and I don't really have a whole lot of friends, and so the thing is, and like I'm not like afraid of losing anybody, but if I fuck with you, then you're family.
Right.
And so, like, I have people who I've known for years, and I consider them like brothers and sisters. And so, there are even some exes who I have friendships with now, and they're like family. And so, I don't think I would want to lose them or just say I can't talk to you guys anymore. Like, I would introduce my partner to them and say, hey, this is the deal. Yes, we may have talked, but this is someone who, like, shaped me to be the person who I am so that I could be the person who you need me to be. Like these are people who I rely on. This is my village. And like I don't think I would want to just walk away from my village. Now, if it becomes a problem, that's a conversation.
Mm.
But I don't think that I would really like if it's like acquaintances and people who are in my life and my partner's like, yeah, I don't trust this person. Well, what is it that you see in this person that I don't see? That again is another conversation. Then I'm like, okay, fine, cool.
Right.
It is what it is. So, bye. But if it's someone who I've been rocking with for years and this person has supported me through my growth, and then this person helped me be who I am so that I could actually meet you, yeah, I don't think I could just let them.
Yeah, but what
go.
if that person still is giving vibes? Like I kind of.
Well, I don't.
No.
I don't.
You don't have. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I
Okay.
had that.
All right.
Yeah.
So how about switch the narrative to friends?
So friends. Okay. So like, what does loyalty mean in a friendship? Show up. I'm one of those people like I don't have to do the everyday bullshit.
Mhm.
I don't have to go out to brunch and we don't have to hang every single day or every week or like I have friends who I haven't seen in 3 months, 6 months or whatever. We still communicate. Life is good. We get busy. We're adults. But if something comes up and you need me, I'm there.
Right.
And so I expect the same thing from my friends. Like I said, they're family. And so if something comes up for me, be there. And I understand that you can't always be there 100% of the time, but show up in some way that I know that you care and that you support me.
So this question was actually asked to me today. They want to know, like, are we friends or are we just co-hosts?
That's a good question. That's a good
That
question.
was a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. You about to answer?
Oh,
or-
yeah. I definitely feel like y'all my friends. Y'all my family. I talk to y'all every day. Like some people, like I'm
Y'all get
very
on my
close with.
fucking
Okay, we talk, but we talk every day. Like you guys have definitely
Whether
have
we want
become
to or
friends.
not.
Like we definitely become family. So I definitely feel like we're definitely friends.
And I agree. Like I consider you guys family. If there's anything that you need, you can definitely ask. You can call on
Right.
me. Even when you guys share that there's troubling things going on in your life, like I'm calling my mom. I'm like, hey, you need to pray for this.
Right,
person.
right,
Right.
And you do say that you'll be like, well, I
yeah.
told my mom to pray.
Mm-hmm. And then my mother's the type. Like I went to go see her for her birthday at the end of last month. And the first thing she asked me, like, what's going on with this person? What's going on with this person? And I give her the rundown.
Right.
And so like she's constantly thinking about y'all. She's constantly thinking about the other people who are in my life. And so like again, I don't take my acquaintances, my friendships lightly.
Same.
And so if like I said, if I fuck with y'all, y'all are family.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's funny because when we came in today, production was like, I didn't know y'all didn't know each other before the show.
Exactly. A lot of people say that.
Yeah,
say that.
and no, I only knew of Rodney from the gym when I used to manage the gym, and then we all met the same night. We had the same conversation. The conversation was probably like the most open and real conversation.
And weird. And weird. It's like, okay, so you're top, you're bottom. Okay, so you're first.
Yeah, it was so.
No, that was you. That was you.
You went asked the question.
Oh my God, you did.
Because I wanted to know, like, what y'all giving? Like, because I had my assumptions, and I would say that I was wrong about you, and I was right about you. Yeah, I thought you were top. I thought and I figured that you were first.
And you were right about the other person.
And I was right about the other person that lost their contract before we even started. I was right about him, and I was wrong about Rodney.
Yeah,
I was wrong about Rodney.
I think we all was wrong about Rodney. You kind of threw me off.
I threw you off.
Rodney's gonna look at this and be like, "You bitches."
Okay.
But what about y'all? What do you think loyalty means in a friendship?
I think loyalty in a friendship is whatever you need and want it to be. And a part of like building a friendship, you know what that looks like for the other person.
No.
You know, so like what you define as loyalty in a friend, what you define, like I'm sure we have a lot of things in common that we may say, but it's not going to look the exact same. So I feel like, in order to have a good friend, you have to show what a good friend is. And then you have to hope that that's reciprocated because that's what good friends do.
Yeah.
So not to say that you two will be just alike, but like whatever I think loyalty is, if you're my friend, then you're going to be my type of loyal
Mm-hmm.
because I love you.
Yeah.
Because it's love and loyalty. We're not choosing.
And at the same time, and to piggyback off of that, like we had a deep conversation once, and I was like, who do you want me to be in this moment?
Yes, I remember that.
You
It
always
was
say
actually
that,
us three.
I was like, well, who do you want me to be right now? Because I could be the friend who is gonna be like a bitch, and then I could be like the professional version of.
And I think
of
you
that.
went with the bitch
I
that
probably
time.
did.
Yeah, I think.
I
Yeah. But
probably
you
did.
told him it was.
But I
okay.
needed it. Yeah, I needed it.
I was like,
But no, I definitely needed it. I agree. I feel like if you want a good friend, you have to be a good friend. You know, the friends I do have, you know, it's most of my friendships are like very long term. Like I don't really do too many new friends, like other than y'all. Like y'all the most of the newest friends I have. But I just feel like I want to get what I give. You know, like that's all I ask. Like I don't ask no more than what I give you. As simple as that.
yeah. And then going back to, we had a conversation of like probably like episode 3. And like people aren't gonna think exactly like you. So even
Exactly.
though like I'm saying that I want to get what I give, sometimes that's just according to where you are. Because if that's your best, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I
You
know
know your
that's your
friends.
best,
Yeah.
right? I know my friends.
Yeah.
So if that's your best and you're giving it to me, then we're good. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because I'm gonna give my best, but that may look different.
Right.
And that's okay too, as long as once again I know that you're giving your best.
That's fair.
So, that's definitely fair.
So, you know, this is a tricky thing when we talk about relationships, especially in the gay community. Like, do you think in the gay community that people find friendships through sex? And do you think if that is the case, do you think that complicates things?
I think that people want a certain thing. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to feel good. So I feel like you could think it's a friendship and you could think y'all are friends with benefits, but y'all are comfortable getting what you want. You know, when y'all aren't talking titles or whatever, but you're comfortable getting what you want. Why are you making so many faces?
I mean, she went from friendship to sex to love to
Yeah.
it went just like that. Like, so I mean, I feel like I don't think it I mean, I guess it depends on if you and a person are on the same page.
But what you're saying is that y'all started off one way and then y'all progressed.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if you're just gonna be friends and you're just gonna keep fucking, like that's kind of like, you know what I mean? More so
who actually do that.
but I mean, I just feel like that's not a friendship to me. Like that's a type of relationship. It's not like boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It's not like you know, with the definition, but that's still a relationship. And I feel like there's a lot of people that do that are okay with not establishing like what the boundaries may be or what the title is, because I'm getting what I want. Like I'm getting pleasure because we're having sex. You're obviously showing me some form of loyalty. You're showing me that you like me, you know, you're accepting me, I'm accepting you. Like I just feel like it's a place of like convenience. Like let's just do this. Like,
But do you think that also opens the door for complications? Because, you know, sometimes that sex come with expectations and like, you know, we could be having sex and then like, what if we're out and about and then I see you with somebody else
And you feel some type of way.
and then you
Yeah.
feel some type
I
of
think
way?
it leads to complications depending on the people. Yeah, I wouldn't.
If you allow your feelings to get involved, then I feel like it'll definitely cost.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of times when we say that we're not gonna let our feelings get involved, some subconsciously they do, or certain things, or certain whatever, you know, just or if you go, say you're like involved in a situation like that, and then y'all go longer without seeing each other than what you would normally do. I feel like it's only natural that you could start to feel like some type of not even withdrawal, like, oh, I gotta have it, I gotta have that person, but it breaks the norm. So it's like, you know what I mean? It leaves you to question, it leaves you to either want more of them or somebody else. I feel like those situations are just
They are
it's-
messy.
it's just-
I now you think
yeah,
about it, I had this
you know,
situation, and they're
it's just a
messy.
lot.
It's very messy.
It's a
like
lot.
you have, you know, you can go on a date, or actually you could be out in public with someone that you're actually seeing, but you know, you and your friend,
Right.
you know, y'all mess around from time to time, and they want to be shady, throw slurs,
Or somebody's
and stuff.
around flirting and knowing y'all just
Yeah.
fucked last night. Like it's just
It's
not that I've been
petty.
in that situation, but
And I'm just
I don't
like,
know.
you know,
I haven't.
bitch, like, bitch, what's your problem? Like,
Yeah.
bitch, you
I
know
don't
what this
fuck my
is?
friends.
Like, what?
I don't fuck with my friends because I that's we can't be friends. Well, yeah, we can't.
Well,
No, No. So what was that? What just happened?
I have
He has a friend.
a couple friends that I have had sex with,
And y'all still friends.
and we're still friends.
Good friends.
We're still good.
You're still having sex?
No, we're not having sex.
No.
We're not having sex.
But would you?
No comment. No, because I want to answer, but I feel like when people are in my DMs, like the first thing they be like, well, you said on the show this and that. They do, so I don't want to, like, I don't know what to say.
Not you.
You don't want to let his potential away.
Right, I don't want to chase my DMs away. I would, because I'm single right now.
Yeah.
So I would, but it does make things more and more complicated, and I feel bad just because of like where they are. So I feel bad that I don't know, yeah. But I would probably do it again if I had enough Pinot Blue. I'd probably do it again.
This specifically.
This one specifically.
Probably any.
All right.
All right.
All right, so I think that is enough of that. Hopefully, we answered our opener's question and took it to where we needed to go. I'm actually looking on the teleprompter for.
Oh, I did take the name out. I did take it out. Okay.
Proud of you.
Thank you. I forgot that we weren't supposed to say the name,
Yeah.
but I guess I remembered.
Well, we said it last week, so.
Who was that last?
Yeah, he said something about that too.
And then we just said his name again.
Yeah, we just said his name again.
Yeah. What did he say? What did he say?
We'll talk about it.
Wait.
So
Go
you
ahead.
can't. Okay. You can't spell
Oh
it.
wait, I can't. Shit.
Why?
Because he's watching.
All right.
It's the drink.
All right. So left on red, y'all. We always are giggling around this time. We don't.
No, because I really fucked up.
Really? Is it gonna bite us in the ass? Because if one more bitch says that our segment was a train wreck,
Look, at this point, it is what it is.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, I got you.
production said they're gonna bleep it out. They got our back. They love us. All right, so let's get into this letter. So, hi openers. I've been in this friendship with this guy for 3+ years, and I've done nothing but be loyal, and they've shown me disloyalty! Exclamation mark. So they're like on fire about this. He would tell me things about people and run back to that person and tell them what I said when he was confiding in me and I was simply having his back. He would defend others but never defend me. I've always defended him, had his back, true loyalty, but when it comes to me, he throws me under the bus and doesn't have my back. Should I speak up and talk to him about it or go by his actions and carry the friendship lightly? I'm a firm believer in extending grace to people. Not only has God extended me grace, obviously, but people have extended me grace, and I feel like that has taken me far in certain situations. So you never know what people are going through. I feel like there's no reason to ever be a he say, she say, and go back and tell, especially if somebody was having your back. So like if you come to me and you're like, okay, this person, cussed me out, they did me dirty. So I'm like, oh yeah, like, fuck her, whatever, and then you go and tell them, it's like, well, wait a minute. Like I had your back and I was kind of like looking out for you and maybe speaking truth about that person. So I would extend grace by having the conversation. And it may be something as simple as it may be something as simple as like, don't be a messy bitch. Like, if you have to have that conversation with your friend, I don't usually have to have those conversations with people I call friends, but your friends might be messy sometimes. So, it's a simple conversation. Hey, stop being messy. This is how I feel. Normally when you say something, I have your back. So if you're going to go run and tell, then don't come and tell me. Like, don't bring it up if you're only going to go back to those people. I say have the conversation with them and then see how things go. If things don't change, just step away. Like, love that person from a distance. And the second part says, should you carry the friendship lightly? I would do that if you need to.
Come on, Tay, what you got? Because your
A lot, because the face is all turned up. Like, that emoji where it'd be like...
I'm a firm believer when a person show you who they are, believe them. And in regards to this situation, I just feel like if I'm your friend
Really quick.
and bitch,
So has your fiance ever done something actions wise that you're like, okay, why would you do that? Or I don't really like the way you're doing that.
yes.
Right. So, and you're willing to marry that person that showed you an action that you didn't really like or
Mhm.
agree with.
Mhm.
So you extended him grace because you love him, you care about that relationship. So that's what I'm saying to him. Extend him some grace if you care about him and you want the relationship. Why is it different?
I think because that's a relationship and this is a friendship. And for me, like, again, my
But y'all
relationship,
started off as friends, so like y'all have that foundation, like you know what it is to have that foundation of the friendship.
but no longer he's no longer my friend. He's my fiance.
Well, he should be both.
Well,
I
that
hope.
too. But still,
But I'm
I feel like it's definitely a difference.
No,
Like,
because the same reason why you like decided to take your relationship to the next level because y'all were like such good friends. What if they're still in that such good friend stage? So it's like I love you this much as a friend. Like you wrote into a show to talk about your friend. So like I feel like you really are concerned about this relationship. Like it's not a no-brainer. You really want help to address the issue. You care about this person.
it's kind of hard for me to comment on this.
You're just
actual-
being shady.
No,
That's
it's
why.
hard for me to comment on this particular letter
Why?
because I know this friendship.
And
And I'm trying to be very
political.
and respectful.
So I don't know the relationship. So basically, like I'm a big believer. Like I agree with Tate. Like when people show you who they are, believe them. That's a Maya Angelou thing. But at the same time, it's like honestly, this isn't about what the person is doing. This is about how you're responding. And so this person is out here betraying you, and you're still out here just like, all right, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. This person is showing you that they are not your friend. And it could be for various reasons. It could be like this person is jealous. This person is
Just
secretly
messy in
hating on you. They're just messy. And maybe your life is better than theirs. But you know, one of my favorite Oprah quotes. I'm just looking at Tate's face. 'Cause
I hope you talk to whoever this is about this letter off camera because you have so much more to say that you're not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you know, one of my favorite Oprah quotes is like, "You can't be friends with someone who wants your life."
Right. That's true.
And like, it just seems like when someone.
Oh my God, bitch.
No, that's just water on the table. But
Oh my God.
but you know, when someone is doing so much to either intentionally or unintentionally to hurt you, and like number one, I agree with you, address it. And then if it doesn't change, move on.
Okay, so add to that, a part of this letter is missing. 'Cause remember, the letter said they live together.
Okay, so
So,
the letter
it puts
that-
you in a different position when you want to talk to someone about them being disloyal when you're living with them.
Yeah.
No, for me, to your point, it does make it more touchy, more like friction, more like, okay, it's not a matter of us talking on the phone or us meeting up and going our separate ways. We live together. So if there's tension, there's going to be tension in the home. Cool. But if we're on the level of living together, then no, it has to be addressed because there's no way that I'm a firm believer I'm not going to be uncomfortable in my home.
Exactly.
Ever. You won't disrespect me in my home. I'm not going to be uncomfortable in my home. If we're together, we argue, we're going to get this right before it's time to go to sleep. We're going to get this atmosphere back to peace, whatever. So the fact that they even live together, this shows you like the level of magnitude of the friendship. So that's why I
Of the
feel like,
disrespect. Like you're
Of the
disrespecting me out
disrespect.
in the streets, and then you're like playing buddy buddy in my face.
and then that person
Asshole.
looks dumb too
No.
because it's like if you're going back and telling like, oh, this person said this person said that. Well, this is your roommate.
And publicly disrespecting him.
Mhm. Yeah.
Can you give us names like after
No.
the show?
Oh.
Not now. I'm not that
No,
tipsy from the.
let me just
P9.
say this, since I do know these friends. I would just say
Were
that
they at your house when you had the
no, they weren't
Okay.
there. I would definitely say that I know the person that wrote in truly loves this person. And
In what respect?
as a friend.
Oh.
As a really good friend. Like a big brother, actually. He looks at him like a big brother. And I could understand why they're so hurt because again, like if you feel some type of way towards me or say something, come say it to me. We live together. Don't put it on social media. Like that's embarrassing. Like,
Oh, they do the
Wait.
social media thing too?
yes.
That's beyond. That's not even disloyal. That's not even disloyal.
Like,
That's not disloyal.
It was very hurtful. Like, and I actually saw it for myself. So that's why I say I get why this person is so hurt, because like our rooms are down the hall from each other. You can't come tell me that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, you really gonna put
So
it out
I
there?
want to retract my last statement. What I said about have a conversation. Yeah, have a conversation, but not to continue the friendship in the light that it was.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody is going, and at this day, we're too old for you to take it to social media and like talk about me on social. It's one thing to go to somebody, but we're like,
it's the
I
same.
can literally knock on your door and like say, "Can I borrow a do-rag?" And you're on social media
You
talking
can't tell me how
about
you
me.
feel,
That's
Look, nowadays
yeah.
you cannot share do-rags.
Well, I don't share do-rags. I don't even share mascara.
But it's just like
sisters.
But my thing was like, and I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to put like this conversation out. But it was just like the person was just really just expressing themselves on social media, and then they got like really like commented and was just like, "Oh, child, I hope you hurry and find a man because you must just be so lonely. Like you always posting depressing stuff. Like you could have came to my room and told me
But if
that."
you're saying that I'm always posting depressing stuff, like that's another red flag. If we're friends and you feel like I'm depressed, why would you take it to social media and bash me about being depressed versus saying, "Hey, friend, like, you know,
Would
are
you say-
you
do you say
okay?
you said friend?
Can we go get
That
some
don't sound like a
drinks?"
friend.
Exactly, I agree. So, like I said, I retract the first statement, and the conversation needs to be: are we breaking the lease, or are we just not going to speak until the lease is up?
My statement still stands. We not doing that. I'm not retracting anything. Everything I said, I stand on it.
Okay, because bitch, next thing you get these.
I feel
hands,
like I got
bitch.
background information after I
Which
read
wasn't fair.
the-
Honestly, that wasn't fair.
Right, so I had to retract.
Well, it looked like the letter was altered because that was actually in the letter.
You trying to say I altered the letter?
You had to, bitch.
I did not alter the letter. That is the one that I got. That is the one I did edit it, but I didn't like chop stuff. I just like I can't talk about that because that's insensitive.
Look, anyway. But we do edit letters for grammatical errors. If that's the insensitivity part that you were talking
That's
about.
what I was talking about.
Well,
And
I
I
said
did I did fix the grammatical errors prior to us coming here, but I didn't chop like pieces out. So I don't know where the mix up was. Where
Well, girl, I'll send it to you, okay? So you can
I don't know where the disconnect was.
Oh my god.
Well, openers, once again, it was a pleasure sharing this time with you. Thank you for coming and joining the three of us as we swallow hard topics and spit out difference of opinions. And it also goes to show that no matter who is here, Devin is going to argue with somebody.
Did I argue?
I was your Rodney today.
Yeah, you tried. You tried it.
I thought we were having like healthy conversation. Difference in opinion. You just said difference in opinion.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Night.